Nothing speaks more eloquently about the successes of the relaunch of Saints Row than the drop in Embracer Group shares by 7%. The international holding from Sweden obviously did not count on such a result. Just a few months ago, its representatives confidently spoke about the good dynamics of pre-orders and interest from the players. And now all the media and social networks are full of devastating reviews and notes of disappointment. What is the reason? We will talk about this in this video. Thank you for subscribing to the RTV Gaming channel so as not to miss new videos, and we are starting. The fundamental problem with 2022 Saints Row is that it's just a boring and obsolete game called a reboot of the once popular series. This is her main sin, followed by everything else. A crude technical part, an attempt to guess everyone and no one, the lack of at least some significant progress against the background of the previous parts. What do you expect from the restart? Most likely, not only a story written from scratch, but, more importantly, a rethought gameplay that gets rid of everything outdated, offering instead something that the developers could not implement before for some reason. For example, lore did not allow to implement some mechanics that the team had been dreaming about for years. The gameplay of the new Saints Row is hopelessly dated, as if the team is still held back by the limitations of the PS3 and Xbox 360 hardware. First, you spend time traveling to the beginning of the mission. You're then prompted to roll across the map towards your target, only to get thrown into a bland firefight in a corridor level or with waves of enemies in the open. Or the same beginning, but the shootout will be in the prone position on the roof of the car. And so the whole game. The series has never been able to boast of Max Payne 3's whirlwind firefights and advanced vehicle physics. Press the button, the car moves. And all this was justified, exactly until the release of GTA 5, which the industry could not reach for 10 years. Due to technical problems, cars can be drawn under your nose, let alone how local drivers behave. To deprive everyone of their rights without a chance for reissuance. The animations are generally well saved, which makes the game feel damn sloppy. Of particular surprise is what they did with the tires. When hit by a bullet, they do not deflate, but fall a couple of centimeters into the asphalt under a characteristic pop. Well, the characters do not need to close the doors, ghost scripts do it for them. I don't want to talk about the use of transport in missions. More than 10 years ago, Mafia 2 was scolded for the dull delivery of boxes of cigarettes. And what do we see in 2022? The same dull delivery of goods in Saints Row. With shooting, everything is also dull to the teeth gnashing. Opponents are divided into ordinary cannon fodder with an extra life bar, and those who take damage if only a certain condition is met. For example, bandits with neon nunchucks. They deflect all bullets flying at them, but become defenseless at the moment of the attack animation. Despite the colorful clothes, they share exactly one gyrus for all. Bobbleheads can stand and blunt in a group, poking guns anywhere, but not at you. They can stare at a wall or get stuck while sitting in a car. The worst thing is that the developers hid the progress in the story behind the obligation to clear the map from additional tasks. Are you the gang boss? Here, go and steal food trucks and participate in shootouts in the neighborhoods. Until you clear the city of insipid activities, stuffing your pockets with money, we will not let you into the story mission. The new Saints are a bunch of young people of indeterminate age who act like characters in a comedy series who break into drama and social commentary. Characters are thrown at the snap of their fingers from the state of, "Have pity on me. I grew up in an orphanage and therefore do not wear shirts," to shoot a random passerby for a gun test. There are also attempts to throw in actual problems, but only this is not tied to the gameplay in any way. This is where the main character is in trouble. He pays off his student debt and is forced to work for the military corporation marshal. Do we need to gradually accumulate the amount to pay off this debt? No. The game just throws you the social pain of the average American and does nothing about it. After all, literally through the mission, the Saints surround a muddy store in which they raise a tidy sum of evergreens. Lest you get the impression that Saints Row is completely unbearable, it is worth noting a few positive points. Still, there are a couple of fun missions in the game. Here in theft of art objects from city streets, and running around with cardboard guns, and showdown with the owner of the application, through which you can set awards for someone's head. There is a wingsuit, on which it's pretty cool to soar over the city in the evening, when the sun fades on the horizon, and fireworks are launched outside the city for no reason. Of the cool abilities, it is worth noting the throw of the enemy with a grenade stuck to it. The city has a couple of interesting sights. And in terms of giving jokes here, like Taika Waititi in the latest Thor, Love and Thunder, there are a lot of them, but only a small percentage of them are really funny. Alas, these are all crumbs that do not change the overall picture. If we tear off the wrapper from the restart in the form of a new location and history, then in terms of gameplay we will have the same third Saints Row, but without a drop of charisma and character. The best outcome for Saints Row 2022 is to be in a Sony or Microsoft subscription in a month or two. Part of the bug's volition will clean up with patches over time, and the conditional, free, die. Though free in the subscription for which you pay money, will attract at least someone.